Hello everyone and welcome back to this brand new video. So for today we're still tackling the post-standard ban meta, and I think that flash decks are gonna come back to Arena, now not to Arena, to Standard. Now why is that? It's because with Agent gone, with Fires gone, you cannot expect mid-range decks to be back, and flash decks do very well against mid-range, and they also do well against control. I mean, sure, Teferi is a problem currently, but we have ways to deal with that, so don't worry about it too much. Now, how does our deck operate, and how does Flash in general operate, at least in our standard shells? What you're trying to do is you're trying to like stick early drops, like for example Spectral Sailor or the Brineborn Cutthroat. Alright, so when these stick, you try to keep the field as clear as possible, kind of using removal spells like Heartless Act, or you could use counter spells like Mystical Dispute, Neutralize, or you could just bounce your opponent's threat with like Brazen Borrower. And you're gonna ask me, how do I get ahead in the game if I'm still trading 1-for-1 with my opponent? That's a very good question. You play cards that can kind of gain you incremental card advantage as the game goes longer. Like for example, Sea-Dasher Octopus mutated into something, maybe mutated into the Sailor is gonna gain us card advantage as the game goes on. Slitherwisp is gonna do the exact same thing, so trust me, we're gonna pull ahead as long as we keep the battlefield clear. So let me go over this deck very quickly. I mean, I told you about our early drops, which are Sailor, Cutthroat. Cutthroat gets out of range pretty quickly. And I told you about our Disruption, but let me mention a few of the key cards that I think are in this deck. Dispute is a very important card because it deals with Teferi, which is our main problem. And it also deals with a lot of the scary things in the meta currently. Neutralize is a very good counterspell because it has cycling, meaning if your opponent actually gets to stick a Teferi, you actually have something to do, you're not just stopped and you can't do anything else. Dirgebat is a card I really like, especially that I tried to capitalize on him as much as possible in this deck, so that's why I'm playing for Sea-Dasher Octopus and for bouncing Shore Shark. So like this card is not actually that bad because paired with Dirgebat, it's a bounce effect and a kill effect at the same time. Now land base is a bit tricky, so I tried to make it as smooth as possible. So we're running 8 islands, 1 Castle Vantress. Castle Vantress is a very good, very good spell. I mean, it's a very good land, and it's super good for us that we are in these colors because this card alone can take over games. 4 swamps because we don't need that many black symbols. Water Grave, of course, you're gonna play a Shockland in your colors. Temple is like decent enough because you get the scry effect. And the Triomes are good because in case you flood, you still can cycle them, and then playing them on turn 1, ensuring that all of your castles are going to enter untapped is not a bad deal either. Now sideboard wise, I think flash decks are going to struggle against mono red, which is going to be a big part of the meta, so I tried to tailor my sideboard to that, meaning that we have our Disfigure, we have our Heartless Act, we have our Noxious Grasp if we're playing against Scream Navy, if Cruel is back, we have Aether Gust, and we have a playset of Cry of the Carnarium. Now why is that? I think post board we can switch into kind of a control shell and then kind of gain incremental card advantage with the other cards that I previously mentioned, so we should be good with that. We can just cut off our early on interaction. I'll show you how to sideboard in the games. Mystical Dispute, Nightbonder, Negate, and Noxious Grasp are also very good against control decks, which is sometimes we don't really struggle against them, but I would like to remove my useless cards, like for example Heartless Act and the bouncing Shore Shark, because they do nothing versus control, so I wanted to have some slots for control as well. So that's going to be pretty much it for the DeckTech. I made it to Diamond yesterday, so we're going to see how this deck is going to fare in Diamond, and I'll see you in the games. Going into our first game of Dimir Flash, this is not exactly the kind of hand you would want to keep, but like kind of excited to keep this. I don't think I'm going to keep this, I think it's just too bad. This is a way better hand, seeing that we actually have some kind of curve instead of just having nothing to do. I think Dirgebat is just the worst card currently because it's a 6 mana mutate and I don't have access to mana currently. So like we're gonna just do that. I think having Sailor on turn 1 feels good. Alright, so we're playing against Agro, which is one of our bad matchups, so that doesn't feel really well. And we're just gonna try to win. I mean, Shark might be enough for us to kind of gain the tempo needed to win. And Heartless Act is also something that we can use to also kind of get back into this. Now, funny thing is, Belt Collector dodges Heartless Act so well just because he gets counters, but I mean, we can always just block it with like a Brineborn Cutthroat, and you can always Heartless Act, remove 3 counters from here, and that just kills it, so like, that's also a possibility. Opponent, if you attack, alright, opponent attacks, that's fine with me. I'm gonna play my Cutthroat, and then I'm gonna attack with both, because if opponent wants to trade this Serpent, and then I can use this later on, I don't mind that either. So we're going to attack. First I'm going to make him think that we have no lands. I'm not going to attack with this because this has reach. Funny enough, a lot of creatures with bows don't have reach, but like the Stonecold Serpent has reach because, like, you know, serpents have reach. I actually really like the art honestly. Alright, so opponent wants to trade the serpent. I was not expecting this honestly, but like whatever you want to do, opponent, it's fine with me. So act can be a very good thing to answer maybe a turn 3 Stone Cold Serpent, because like that just kills it. That's also fine with me. Is it really? I think yes, because we can just bounce it next turn if you draw into our land. And I think opponent is just going to attack us with this, so like that's cool with me. A lot of you would have maybe thought that I shouldn't have attacked with the Cutthroat, but I think it's fine, especially in these aggro matchups. I wouldn't want him, for example, to mutate this on the Stone Cold Serpent, which would have been way more annoying than him mutating this onto that. Alright, so especially that currently we can just use our Sea-Dasher Octopus to kind of try to get back into things. Of course I want this over because that just makes it a 2-2. So I'm gonna try to draw into an untapped land so I can use the bouncing chart to to bounce. We're not. Alright, so we do have that option. So that's good for me. And then in case he does nothing, we can just use 4 mana to draw a card. That's also good. So Mono Green Stompy isn't exactly what I expected to be meta. I thought opponent was playing Gruul. But I mean, you can always learn things in this game. That's what I like about it. There's always something new to learn. I'm not gonna do anything because I'm simply not forced to do anything yet. Yes, we are at 10, but like I'd rather see more before taking any type of decision. This is not a main problem because we can Heartless Act it, and that's cool with me. This is not something we can Heartless Act. Like opponent is playing a deal with Heartless Act Tribal, like literally on his own. All of these threats are just dealing with Heartless Act on their own. So we're gonna mutate the Shore Shark on this to bounce the Troll. If he uses it to, if he tries to remove Hexproof and to give it Hexproof, we're just going to Heartless Act it next turn. That's good with me. We're currently very low on life, I'm not gonna lie, but that's a very good draw. That's a very, very good draw. Because like that's a bounce spell, a kill spell in the same turn, and that's good. But yes, Spell Collector is gonna come back to haunt us next turn, but we are trying, and then I think we're trying very well. I think this Temple Swing is gonna be enough to get us back into things. I could have played Temple before attacking to kind of see what I'm going to draw, but I don't think it made that big of a difference anyways. Neutralize would have been good, I think. Is it decent enough to keep for next turn? I don't think so. I think I want more mutate spells on this shark, so I can just use it to bounce more and then just run over the game that way. Opponent, I'm expecting either him to stick his left chuck beast or to just he could play Pelt Character, play the beast, and then just set up this for next turn. That's an option. Besides that, I don't know what other thing my opponent could do. Opponent, let's do this. I need to see what I will do against aggro. It's very funny how Artless Act is not doing anything, but post board we could be good with like how many sideboard options we have. So let's see. Opponent is thinking very much about this. That's unusual for like this kind of aggro deck to think that much, because like trust me, they don't have, he doesn't, maybe he has a lot of options. He's just thinking on what to do. Please don't be disconnected. I hate losing against people who, I hate winning against people who disconnect, because that's not something that brings me joy. I like winning because I like winning because like I did the right decision. I outplayed my opponent. I thought what he could have and I was correct. I don't like winning because of my opponent disconnecting, because it's simply not something that improves you as a Magic player. Even losing helps you improve as a Magic player, because you tend to remember the experiences that you lose in. So like let's say you lost because you didn't play around Dispute with your expansion explosion. That's something you will learn for the future, and then you'll always have that decision in mind. I should play around Dispute. But like here I'm not learning anything except that Arena has bad servers apparently. Alright, so opponent sadly times out and he loses his turn. Makes me feel very bad about bottoming this, because I could have used it this turn. I'm joking. I think that bottoming it was the correct decision anyways. That's very sad for my opponent and very sad for me. Wisp is I think enough for us to win the game, because you can play Wisp, play Borrower, have him lose 1 life, draw a card. I don't know. I'm very sorry opponent that you disconnected. I think the game was yours, but sorry for also showing you content where I win just because of the disconnection, but like I think the rest of the game was good enough to like show you how to play around these decks, and like Arena servers are not something I can control. This for 5 is annoying, don't get me wrong, but like I think we could be fine with just doing this and then trying to bounce it with the Shore Shark. Alright, so we sadly draw a counterspell a bit too late. That's fine with me. Opponent, what do you do? I don't think you're gonna attack, are you? Yeah, exactly. We are gonna use our Sea-Dasher Octopus. I didn't mean to hardcast it. Why did I hardcast it? Why did I hardcast it? Alright, that was enough. I'm sorry for the misclick, but I did not notice. Alright, so Heartless Act is feeling very bad in this matchup, so I'm considering cutting it out. Noxious Grasp, Aether Gust feels very good. So like, let's just maybe remove the Heartless Act. This figure also feels decent. I don't like Cry that much because his creatures get very big very early, so like that's not something you want to go for. Dispute is also very bad. Where is Dispute? I think the fact that Dispute is so bad against this deck makes me inclined to bring it in. To bring it out, I mean, and then just maybe play one Heartless Act and then that's it. This figure is also not the best against this deck, so I think two Heartless Act, although they're very bad, they're still better than all of our available options against Mono Green Stompy. Again, opponent, if you're watching this maybe in the future, I'm very sorry that you lost because of this, but it's out of my control. This is not a bad hand. This, and this. I mean, sign me up. The only thing we're missing is a Wisp for the future or a Sailor, and besides that, we're good. Some people could cut, I mean, against like a huge aggro decks, I would cut the Sailor because it's not gonna do a lot, but the fact that his creatures all gain counters and Heartless Act cares about counters is not making me inclined to keep it that much in the main board. Opponent, did you whiff? Oof, actually this whiff might be all of what we needed to kind of get back into this, because maybe we can Heartless Act this turn, Noxious Grasp next turn. That feels good. I'm gonna resolve that, then I'm gonna actually we can still Heartless Act next turn, right? Because yeah, nothing entered technically. So I think we're just going to stick our Cutthroat currently and kind of try to run away with the game that way. And that feels good enough for me in my opinion. Let's hope we draw another land and then drawing into more lands. Alright, so now lands gives us more options because now maybe we can mutate and step next turn and then probably Heartless Act, Noxious Grasp. The options are open, the options are very open. So opponent is going to generate a huge amount of mana, and I mean Stone Cold Serpent. Alright, Shifting Ceratops is fine with me honestly. I mean, I don't counter that many creatures. So like we're gonna Heartless Act the Ceratops, and then next turn we're gonna Noxious Grasp the Great Horn, so that feels very good. So opponent, I'm sorry, but like you're alright, give it double haste. Give double haste, alright, that's very funny, opponent. Because you were very funny, I'm gonna reward you with a removal spell. Like, I like getting rewarded with removal spells, and that's fine with me. I mean, him growing a bit is fine with me, it's better than taking 5. We're going to... Alright, we have Aether Gust as well. That feels good. That feels like a very good potential next turn. Maybe you can Sea-Dasher Octopus at end step, Noxious Grasp. We can also maybe Aether Gust if he plays another Shifting Ceratops. I mean, we're in a good spot. We're in definitely a good spot. Noxious Grasp is what I'm going to go with because like I don't want to take 5 when I'm at 11, obviously. So opponent, I'm sorry. Stone Cold Serpent on our opponent's hand would be very annoying because especially that is going to be a 6/6. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a 6/6. It's not something I can deal with very easily in this deck. I could bounce it this turn. Alright, I think we're just going to bounce it. So do I just mutate the Sea-Dasher Octopus? I think we do. Usually you mutate your Sea-Dasher Octopus on things that have evasion. But at this stage, I don't think it's something that I have as an option. I think I'm just going to bounce this with Borrower, kind of gain the tempo that way. If this draws me into a land, I can then Borrower at end step, which will grow this into like where it can deal with the Stone Cold Serpent maybe the turn after, or they can just trade, which I wouldn't go for. Obviously, I don't want my thing to trade. Stone Cold Serpent would have been a 7/7. Opponent has seen enough, and with that, we're gonna go into game 2. Going into our second game of Dimir Flash. I don't think this is a hand you want to keep because you don't have a lot of things to do. And just as I say that, we land a hand that even has less things to do. So like that always feels good. We're going to mulligan again, obviously. I think Wisp can go, and I think Neutralize can go just because we literally cannot cast any of them quite yet. And I'd rather have this to maybe try to get back into this game, although I'm expecting opponent to play control. He's playing Assault right now, so like I don't know what could that represent. I think I'm just gonna go with the Octopus plan just because he's playing Heartless Act. I think I get punished for the max. His opponent's playing Sultai Ram. That could be a strategy. I mean, our hand is lacking so much that I think that we have to take risks to get back into this game. Besides that, I don't think there's a way for us to get back into things. Alright, so opponent has a Spiral. He might have... Okay, he's definitely Sultai Ram, but I'm thinking what could he have that could punish us? So Temple of the Sea, Dispute is something I want to keep. Maybe if he plays a blue spell, I don't know what blue spell he might be playing. Maybe another Spiral. Alright, so and then just having Dispute for the future turns is good enough in my opinion, because like even if this gets killed, okay, sure, we're sad, but I mean you have a Dispute for like the turn after, so that's good enough. Opponent plays nothing, which makes me wonder what he's doing. I mean, maybe we shouldn't have tapped for the Omen of the Sea because that would prompt. Alright, I was going to say maybe that prompts a removal spell which kills our creature, but it doesn't apparently, and that's fine. His opponent going to dispute our Omen, apparently it doesn't as well. Brazen Borrower, do I want a Borrower? I think I do. I think I really do. Heartless Act is also decent. I think we're just going to Temple. Bottom a Cutthroat because I think it's a bit too late at this stage for a Cutthroat. I think currently just continuing this plan of drawing cards, trying to get back into the game. I think we're currently back like a bit into this game. Wisp is amazing. Wisp is like honestly amazing. If he plays a Nissa, I don't think I really care that much about Nissa anyway, so like I'm gonna just let it resolve. Definitely going to dispute Try of the Carnarium because I want my Sea-Dasher Octopus to live. If he has another dispute, I mean I tried, really tried. Alright, dispute for my dispute. At least Sea-Dasher did his job. We're kind of back into the game card wise. Alright, another Sea-Dasher Octopus comes to the rescue anyways. He is here to avenge his long lost brother. Welcome to the family, Octopus. Nissa is fine. Is it really fine? I think it is. I think it's really fine. Can Heartless Act one of our lands. Can Heartless Act one of his lands, and that's good. And currently doesn't have a bunch of forests to like capitalize on the ability. Alright, so Elemental Friend, hello. I'm just going to introduce you to the Wisp. Yeah, I'm not going to block. Really not caring. I don't care that much about blocking currently. Do I bounce the Nissa? I think we do bounce the Nissa, force him to replay his turn. I don't want him to untap with the Nissa and erase it in his hand, obviously. And I'm just going to pass. I don't think I need to do anything at this stage. Him replaying Nissa involves him just retapping everything, which is fine with me. Alright, opponent, do you replay your Nissa? I mean, he probably thinks that I have a counterspell for it in case for like the reason I did what I did. Casualties of War. I forgot Casualties of War is a thing. I'm going to flash in our Brazen Borrower just to like try to draw some things to come back into this amazing game of getting Casualties of War. I can't block anyway, so like I'm not gonna say anything about that. I think we see Sea-Dasher Octopus onto the Brazen Borrower, kind of try to gain card advantage that way. Gonna go under, just because maybe I could have considered getting it, putting it over in case it does describe it. It doesn't anyway, so like I don't care. I mean, I was trying to dig for a land, but that's not. I mean, not a land, a counter spell. That's not something apparently the game wants to give us. So like, I mean, sure. I mean, how much removal can our opponent still have in his hand? Alright, that means that he can recycle a Prayer of the Carnarium. Does he have a land in his hand also? That's the question. Before he recycles his Cry, I think I'm going to Heartless Act. Wait, let's think about it. He can float the mana anyway, so I don't think it matters. I think we should have thought about that before. Actually, I can't even target. I can just remove 3 counters off of it and that kills it. I mean, we're gonna have to go with that. And I do not play the Cutthroat because he's gonna die to Carnarium anyways. Opponent, you can just flash. Alright, opponent does not float his mana. Alright, that feels good to do. If I was an opponent, I would have at least floated the mana because he still will get it, so like that's fine. Maybe he just has a Heartless Act in his hand. I mean, alright, that earns the win. He could have just floated his mana and then we would have lost because of that, but apparently that does not happen. What do I want to play against Sultai Ramp? That's a very good question. Don't think this is good enough because like there's not that many threats they play. I think Noxious Grab is just way better. Gust is also good. What do we side out? Dispute is good, Negate is good. That's like what I think is really good. Don't think Heartless Act is that amazing in this matchup. Yes, it did just kill it in the land, but I think that's what it's limited to. I mean, Hydro Cases has counters, Uru doesn't have counters, but I mean it recurs itself anyways. What do I want to remove? That's the question. Are our Cutthroats that good in this matchup? Don't think I would want to cut out on Cutthroat. Let's see. I think just the fact that I'm bringing in so much counter hate makes neutralize a bit worse, and we are on the play and on the draw. So that would change. We are, I mean, on the draw, not the play, and that maybe changes things. I would want more early interaction. So like, that's I think this is consistent enough. Dispute Sailor for the first couple of turns feels good enough. I don't think we can get into way better lands if we mulligan, but do I want to mulligan? I'm going to keep. This is a very risky keep, but just in case he has turn 2 Thought Erasure, I would like to have a dispute in my hand to deal with that. I don't want him to have a turn 2 Thought Erasure into me mulliganing. Just as I say that I don't want to mulligan too much, opponent just mulligans to 5. I mean, I'm very sorry for you, opponent. I really am. I don't like winning that way. Is it turn 2 Thought Erasure? Alright, it's turn 2 Growth Spiral. I don't think I'm gonna counter that. Usually I counter it, but like currently I don't think it's that big of an issue. I think the opponent is just digging for like more land drops. Actually he isn't, just like trying to get back into this game by drawing something. So we're going to attack with Spectral Sailor. We're going to play our castle since it enters untapped, and I don't need the blue currently for anything except for maybe Borrower, but it's not now that we need it. Being able to Omen of the Sea now is going to feel good. Cry of the Carnarium. Opponent is very desperate, so like he can't do anything about that. But he just cried of the Carnarium for 1 threat, so do I really mind that? I don't really think so. Wisp of the top would be good. 2 lands really already bottomed feels insane. Sea-Dasher Octopus and step. That's a good turn. That's a very good turn. Does the opponent play Anissa? Kuro is okay because like, he's just going to draw a card, and then I don't think he's gonna put a land. Because like, alright, the opponent just has 1 card in hand. I think we're just very ahead in this game already. If the last card in his hand is a Mystical Dispute, we're bothered, but we're not behind anyway. I could have waited a turn for the Octopus to have maybe Dispute up, but I don't think I need to. Do I want to play a land? Yeah, we can double Aether Dust, maybe that's worth it. And then if he doesn't do anything, we can just cycle. Yes, we draw with our Sea-Dasher Octopus into another Sea-Dasher Octopus. So like, life is good currently, life is very good. Opponent plays a Tamiyo. I think we're going to dispute that because like I don't want to face a Tamiyo currently. Not ready for that fight yet. Opponent doesn't do anything else. We're going to cycle our Triumph. This is why I like playing Flash, and that's gonna be pretty much it to earn the game. So thank you for watching. If you did like this deck, do consider subscribing, it helps the channel a lot. If you want to discuss further meta decks, do make sure to join the Discord server because we can discuss as many things as you want. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.